So we're kind of almost ish done here. So the next two things are relatively minor things, and then these are kind of more things that are like, what? This other thing was very small, pretty recent. If you watched my vlog, we were at the Bougie Gala or whatever, which was an award ceremony. The WIT Awards, Women in Technology. My sister was a finalist and ended up winning Girl of the Year. So we were at that gala. There was this area, they had like drinks and everything like that. I went to go get one, and keep in mind, this was held at the aquarium, the Georgia Aquarium. And my dumb self gonna ask, hey, do you guys have any straws? And as soon as I said that, I was like, that was not the best question to ask. And she looked at me too like,
is this girl serious right now?
And then she was like, no. You know, we're at the aquarium and they're gonna end up in like the ocean. I was like, oh yeah, okay. And I was like, why am I like this? I'm like, I wasn't thinking. And you know, I did think about that, but then also at the same time I was like, well, I mean, they could have like metal straws or something like that. I don't know. Yeah, so there's that. This next one happened, I think like 4 years ago. I was like cutting up like a cauliflower head, and I was just like slicing it or whatever, and I went to go like cut it, and then the knife like slipped this way and I felt it hit my finger. Of course, as a natural like reflex, I like went and I was like, and I like had it held on like my side. I didn't see any blood on my shirt, so I was like, okay, maybe it was minor, maybe it like didn't really like cut my finger. But boy, was I wrong. Basically, it was this index finger on my left hand. Essentially the knife had filleted my finger. If you can see, oh, my camera is not good quality. I'm trying to like, you can like kind of see the scar mark right there. So all of that from like right here and like this amount of thickness was separated from my finger, and I don't remember seeing how much blood there was, but my mom had it bandaged up, and it was bandaged up for a while. And so yeah, I still have a scar. Pretty sure this is never going to go away. It's been 4 years later. It's, yeah, every time I have to cut cauliflower now, I pray that I don't slip up again. Two other things are kind of related because these two stories have to deal with a guy or multiple were hitting on me. So when I was younger, I was really tall for my age. I was taller than like everyone, taller than my mom, taller than most of the boys that I knew, most of my boy cousins. I was like, you know, that felt cool to me. And you know, a lot of people, and this is like around the age of like 10, a lot of people thought I was older, which even though I was tall, I've always had a baby face, so I don't understand how I didn't look 10. If I can find a photo of me when I was like 10, 11, I'll like insert it, although I'll probably regret it because, ooh, those were some rough days. Disgusting, I know. We were in a Value Village thrift store. I was just like walking. I was walking back to my mom. I always like went by myself to like look at clothes. And these are a group of Value Village employees. Remember, I'm still like 10, 11 years old. And I was just like walking, and they were like, oh, they were like all like goofing around, like laughing and stuff like that. And they were like, oh yeah, he wants you. And like trying to embarrass their friend. And I kind of like looked back and I was like, because they probably were like around the age that I am now, which is like 19 to like 23. And so I was like, I don't get how it's possible that I, a 10, 11-year-old, could look anywhere near their age or an age would be appropriate for them to be trying to get at. Keep in mind, I was not like the children that are on social media or in general in this day and age. I mean, I was a normal 10-year-old in which we weren't obsessed with screens and trying to belly dance and twerk on Musical.ly, now TikTok. it wasn't like that. I dressed normally. I had normal clothes. It was never like promiscuous or anything like that. So I was really confused as to, and it was like ugly outfits. Like, there's so many variables when I'm like, how did you think I was your age? And just like walk back to my mom, and I don't think I ever told her this story either. I think I just kind of like wanted to just be out of there and for it to be over. Another story involves men much older than me hitting on me yet again. Honestly, I've told this story so much to so many different people because honestly I'm like traumatized by it. So this is like much later, well, a little bit later, kind of, I don't know, than the previous story I just told. I was, I think, like 14 going on 15, and this was in either the springtime or early summertime. So my siblings, all of them, and my cousin used to take Taekwondo. So I was not interested in that whatsoever. So anytime we were there, I would be at the lobby where the Wi-Fi worked better. You know, I was over there watching my shows, listening to my music up in the lobby. You know, I was chilling, and I was on my tablet. I was minding my business. It was like empty, the entire lobby essentially. I was just sitting by myself, and then I see some tall figures blocking my light, and I'm scared to look up, but I do it anyways. I look up from my tablet ever so carefully. I'm like this, I'm looking, I'm just like looking all the way up at like 6 foot tall people, and I think and it was like 3 or 4 people too, and one of them was like, oh, I think he asked, did he ask what time it was? I think he said, hi, how are you? And I was like, good. And then he was like, oh, okay. And then they sat next to me. They were sat all around me. Like, this is a chair. There was a coffee table over here. One sat on a coffee table. And then 2 of them were like in a chair right next to me. And I was like, great, now I'm stuck with this. And so yeah, then he asked what my name was, and then I really was just like paralyzed with fear. I was like, and then they all started laughing. They thought it was like cute, it was like funny stuff like that. Like, please leave me alone. This is not a joking matter, really. I just want to watch my Walking Dead. That's all I want. That's all I ever wanted in life. And so yeah, so then they still stayed over there. They didn't press me to ask my name anymore. So then they just sat there next to me, and I was like, well, maybe if I don't say anything, I'm just quiet and keep to myself, then they'll go away. That didn't happen. So one of them, who was sitting next to me on the chair over here, he was on his phone, and they were like watching Vines or whatever. R.I.P. Vine. They were like laughing at like this Vine or whatever, and I could like kind of hear it, but like I had my earbuds in, but like no music, just because I don't know, I should have had music so that I could genuinely not hear them. Maybe they would have left me alone. And he said, and keep in mind, like I said before, I did used to get mistaken for someone older, you know, because I was tall. But at that point, being 14 or 15, I really wasn't that tall anymore, and that was before I wore makeup. So I was sitting down, so you wouldn't have been able to see my height anyways. So I was positive I looked like a 14-year-old or 15-year-old. And so then I was like, okay, you know, they were mistaken. They thought I was much older. And when he said next, he was laughing at the behind. He gonna say, hey, look at this, sweetheart. I was like, sweetheart? Sweetheart? That was a red flag. Maybe they knew I was much younger than them, because sweetheart is not a word that you randomly just call people. Sweetheart is 1, something your grandmother calls you. 2, something, I don't know, maybe like an older relative calls you when you're like a toddler or something like that. Or 3, maybe like a significant other. And they were neither of the above to me. I was like, I think I kind of just like ignored them, and then they just continued laughing, and they weren't really pressed about it. And then I just got all my things and I went to where my parents were. I had to tell them everything, and since that day I had never been in that lobby ever again. I was traumatized. I could not do it anymore. That wraps up this video. If you enjoyed it, be sure to give it a big like and subscribe. Just do it like Nike, and I will see you next time. Bye.